You ever wonder why something like replying to a message can wipe you out? Or why you need to sit for 20 minutes in the driveway before walking into the house when you get home from work? It's not because you're lazy or too sensitive or bad at adulting. It's because your brain is dealing with way more than most people realize. Until now. Today, we're looking at 5 everyday things that seem normal to most people, but are secretly exhausting when you're autistic. Some of this can also overlap with ADHD too, so it's extra spicy for autistic ADHDers. Let's get into it. Surprise interruptions. You're deep in focus, and then the phone rings, or someone knocks, or someone suddenly appears and starts talking to you. And it takes a few minutes to realize they were even there. Wait, were they talking the whole time? Are you actually in the middle of a conversation that you didn't even realize was happening? For a neurotypical brain, interruptions like these are mildly annoying. For an autistic brain, it's like getting attacked by a zombie army of Siberian donkey herders, hurling boulders at you covered with liquid nitrogen, molten lava, and cat pee. It's like getting bulldozed into by a snowplow, driven by a zombie army of Siberian donkey herders. It's like someone hit a mental panic button. And the panic room inside your brain means that you're looking like you know what's going on. But inside, it's that deer in the headlights feeling. This is challenging on multiple levels for an autistic brain and some ADHDers. Many autistic people have monotropic focus. That means we're all in, laser focused on one thing. A lot of other people have polytropic focus, and they can handle more than one thing at once. So they can listen to music, brush their teeth, and also think about their day all at once. For a lot of autistic people, that's 3 different things. So jolt us out of one of them, then it's the next challenge, transitions. Shifting from one task or thought to another, that's a transition. And those are hard for our brains when we're deeply focused on something else.
Hey Chris, it's time to go.
Then add in the surprise element, and it can be actually physically painful. Or it can lead to being stuck for a minute or an hour. But we'll talk about that more in number 4. So when a surprise pulls you out of your rhythm, it's not just inconvenient, it's disorienting. It can take real time and real effort to reset. And after the interruption, getting back to what we were doing originally, another transition, can be really hard too. That's why we often rely on structure and predictability to regulate our energy. Cooking a meal. This one gets labeled as a basic life skill. But cooking for a lot of autistic people is a sensory and executive function conundrum. Or is it a discombobulation? Contraption? Oh my God, I'm exhausting myself. You've got smells, textures, sounds, timers, boiling pots, and multitasking, which is not our strong point usually. Add in decision fatigue from choosing what to make in the first place, and it's not a quick little break. It's a full cognitive load. On top of all of that, the executive functioning challenges related to time that are common for autistic and ADHD people. Figuring out the timing of each step, prioritizing what to do first. It can mean that a recipe that was estimated to take 30 minutes of prep can take you 3 hours and completely drain you in the process. Can we do it? Yes, we can.
There's no way I could ever make that.
But on days when we're overwhelmed or an autistic burnout, we might not be able to even think of what we can eat, let alone make it. Plus, a lot of us don't even know we're hungry due to challenges of interoception, until suddenly we're dizzy and foodless and about to have a meltdown or shutdown. Non-autistic people will just go get food or make it. They don't seem to be okay with not eating as an option. But for a lot of autistic people, rather than all the decisions involved with actually making something, we might just not eat. Is that good for us? Nope. But it actually can seem simpler sometimes, especially when we're overwhelmed. And that is hard for other non-autistic people to understand. And if you want to start tracking your own hidden energy drains, grab our free autistic energy log linked in the description. It's a simple way to track which daily tasks wear you out the most, so you can start to understand yourself and balance out your energies over time. Small talk. It looks simple. A few words, a smile, some friendly eye contact. But behind the scenes, inside the brain of a lot of autistic people, it's a full mental marathon. You're trying to decode facial expressions, tone of voice, social timing, body language, what's expected of you. And in the background, your brain's running a stealthy analysis to see, is this the time where you say good or not much you? Is a smile enough? Should you not smile? Arms down, not folded. Tell enough to move the conversation along, but not enough to prolong it, which means not enough to really answer the question. Wait, why am I doing this again? For autistic people, small talk isn't small. It's layered, confusing, and full of rules that no one teaches you. Like, Which topics are off limits? How long is long enough to be polite, but not long enough to seem like you're overly interested or flirting or want to keep the conversation going all day? Add into the mix the sensory processing challenges in many settings, like with the background music blasting indie tunes. Quick processing time of the unpredictable comments and questions you're having to navigate. So when you've had to mask through a whole day of it, like people in the service industry often do, no wonder you come home ready to collapse. When all you did was go to work and chat with a few customers. That's not exhausting to everyone else every single day? Apparently not. If it was, why would we all do it in a lot of cultures? Task switching. You finish one thing and need to start another. Should be easy, right? Except your brain is still mentally in the last thing, especially if you didn't even get to finish it. That's autistic inertia, and it can be completely infuriating. No one else seems to be bothered that they had to leave a project unfinished to go to a staff meeting. Their minds don't seem preoccupied on remembering exactly which part of the email they were working on when they had to stop to go to the meeting. But for an autistic brain, it's not only the switch, it's leaving the other thing undone that can really challenge us. We like seeing things through to completion. That seems logical and less to remember, frees up just a bit of our mental energy for the next thing. But then it's also hard to get going on the next thing. It takes real mental effort to force our brains to stop thinking about the last thing and jump to the next one. That's tiring, but a lot of the time, there isn't time between tasks to transition. So we might shut down or get mentally stuck. It's not procrastination. It's not being lazy. It's the brain needing time to shift gears. And if you don't believe me that everyone else takes this for granted, think of how much task switching we ask kids to do within a normal school day. All day you're switching. You're not really given any clear reason why you have to keep changing, and you're almost never given adequate time to finish your work, especially the ones that you actually really like and want to keep doing. But no one understands that changing what you're doing all the time, it's not easy for you, and it's not natural for your brain. It takes real energy and effort. So autistic people can do it, but it's exhausting. Masking in everyday situations. For most people, acting natural means being natural.
Be yourself.
Think of how often we say that to kids and hear that throughout our lives. But for autistic adults, acting natural or being ourselves is met with resistance or disapproval from others. So we learn to suppress our real responses and mask. Autistic masking is when autistic people hide or tone down our autistic traits to blend in and appear more neurotypical. So that can mean forcing ourselves to smile, making eye contact when it feels intense or uncomfortable, or pretending to follow a conversation we lost 5 tangents ago. It's not just an occasional thing. For many autistic people, it's a constant default state, especially in public or around others. And while it can help us get by socially, it comes at a cost. Research shows chronic masking is strongly associated with burnout, identity loss, and mental health challenges like anxiety and depression. Most non-autistic people don't live in that state of performance 24/7, and that's what makes it so exhausting for high-masking autistics. So when you finally get home and feel like you just ran an emotional marathon after a normal day, that's not imaginary. It's your nervous system crashing after hours of being in survival mode. That's why it's important for other people to better understand the real lived experiences of autistic individuals. That goes for other neurodivergent people as well. Knowing that a lot of normal things are exhausting for other neurotypes can help us all better understand each other. And hopefully, that understanding can make life just a little less exhausting, especially for autistic adults who are just learning this, and for the next generation. If any of these hit home, you're not broken. You're not failing at life. You're not being difficult. Your brain is just working overtime to navigate a world that wasn't designed with your brain in mind. What's something that quietly drains your battery? Drop it in the comments. And remember, you're almost always doing better than you think. And for more to help your autistic brain, watch this next.
Taking a break. I'm going to show you a little behind the scenes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of all options.